Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to give you the three best social skills tips that I have spread across three videos. This is video one. It'll focus on developing the skill of being curious. Video two will focus on how to be mindful and present while socializing. And video three will be about conversation starters and how to pivot a conversation when it lags. The advice is going to be specific and actionable, which is important. Take a listen to all three videos once they're out, and if you can integrate even a portion of the recommendations, you're most certainly going to be on your way. So, when you think of someone who is particularly skilled socially, you might think of someone who tells great stories and hilarious jokes, life of the party sort that we all know. You clicked on this video though, so then you likely have some level of introversion and social anxiety, and we've all been there. Trying to emulate that first life of the party archetype shouldn't yet be your social goal. Don't get me wrong, you can improve those skills and move in that direction, but for now it's kind of too heavy a lift. So we need to recalibrate the goal. The goal of socialization, and always keep this in mind, shouldn't be to impress everyone with how witty and smart you can be. The goal of socialization should always be to get people to want to be around you again in the future. So, to that end, think of another social archetype that you probably know. We'll call this individual the socially skilled introvert. This person is a bit quieter, less showy, but what's their defining characteristic? They ask great questions and they listen. Secret is most people actually prefer being around this person because we all love to talk about ourselves and to be listened to. And frankly, most of us find the life of the party sort to be a little overwhelming or intimidating at times. We can all learn to be this latter person, and it's a lot easier than you think. You simply need to learn to explore the inner world of the person you're talking to as they invite you to do so. You will notice people invite you to do this all the time, and we perpetually decline the invitation, much to our own social detriment. We'll go to work, for example, and say hello and how was your weekend? Basic niceties, and people will tell you things like, oh, I had a great weekend. I went to a concert, or not much. On Sunday, I watched my favorite TV show with my wife, or I just got back from a wonderful vacation. And we'll give a perfunctory response like, that's great, and lapse into awkwardness. The problem here is we're leaving so much social currency on the table. All you need to learn to do is to get in the habit of asking the follow up questions. Explore the narrative the person is attempting to lay out before you. To do this, you need to adopt what I call the stance of curiosity, where you're simply motivated and interested enough to learn about the individual in front of you. I also sometimes call this mindset the bad storyteller perspective. And here's what I mean by that. I'm big on metaphors, so human beings are fundamentally bad storytellers. We try, but we forget what information we have, what limited information our audience has, and confuse what we know about ourselves and our lives with what other people know, more often what they don't know. So when you're socializing, conceptualize it this way. The person in front of you is laying out a story or a narrative for you. It's not unlike watching a show on a streaming platform. Only difference is they'll do a poor job laying out all the details in the narrative that are going to allow you to really understand the plot. That's okay because now you have the privilege of being able to explore the narrative with them through the questions that you'll ask. So imagine if you could actually do this with a TV series or a movie or a play or whatever. Pause the action and ask the characters things like, you said you went to a concert. Who'd you go see? Are you a big fan? What's your favorite album? Or what TV show were you watching with your wife? What type of show is that? Who's in it? Or where did you go on vacation? What was your favorite thing? Any great restaurants? Think how fun that would be. You actually do get to take this approach with the human beings in your life, and it's a privilege. By so doing, you might be able to give them really enjoyable social interactions with you that they will want to replicate in the future. And remember, that should be the goal of socializing. So that's what I mean by the bad storyteller perspective. Now, this information will not be useful to you unless you find a way to integrate it and practice this shift in perspective. And it's a simple shift. It's a shift from how can I be more interesting to others to how can I be more interested in others. Running marathons, biochemistry, playing soccer, socializing, it doesn't matter. Practice is the master variable for improving the skill. To that end, practice with people with whom you're already comfortable, practice with a podcast, Seriously, pause the podcast and respond to the last person who spoke as if you were there with them and in the conversation. What else would I want to know about what they have already told me? What question would give me more information? That's the base skill. Be curious. It sounds simple when expressed in two words like that, but it's a profound shift in perspective, and it's a powerful change when practiced and implemented. That's all I have for you today. Look for video number 2 in this social skills series, which will be focused on the importance of remaining present and mindful, and we'll give some mechanisms for doing so. And I will see you in the next one.